All right, well, good morning and happy Feral Friday. It is day 52 of our 100 videos challenge. Um, well, it's Friday. TGIF, here we go. Now, as far as Feral Friday goes, I'm just going to, at the top of the thing, make sure I remind you of the three cardinal rules that we do not add to the population, subtract from the population, or end up in prison. But because shit happens, make sure that you establish dominance quickly. Thank you again to Moody Mel for providing that. I always like borrowing it. The second that you don't like me using it in my videos, please do tell me and I will stop. Thank you very much. Now, if you haven't seen Moody Mel's content, it's fantastic. She does daily, some fun, some fun daily videos. Friday ones, she has some cooking videos, all that kind of stuff. So please do go check her out. I will tag her in the description. Now, as far as other things on Friday go, well, like I said, it's the end of the work week for most of us. Sorry for everybody who works the weekends. I know what that life is like. I've been there, I've done that. I do not want to do it again. And thankfully, it's starting to warm up here. They said by Monday we might be looking at the 40s. And now you're probably thinking, if you live in warmer states, 40s, that's freezing. Well, since considering the fact that it was 20 below zero here at one point in time, the 40s on the positive side, well, that's a heat wave. I might just go out in my board shorts. I'm kidding. I would never wear shorts in the winter, and I don't own board shorts. But as an example, I actually might go out, maybe just like a polo and my polo and pants, just because I don't have to wear a jacket. It feels fantastic. It's amazing. I'll experiment with that, and I'll get back to you. But so as we go through this, we want to, we're trying to keep things casual. Like I said, it's Friday. We want to kind of have our weekend plans. Some of us might try to do some activities, get some outdoor stuff in there. Some of us might just say, this is a perfect weekend for doing nothing. And I think that's what a lot of people have lost the art of, is doing nothing. I think COVID really brought that out because people were really anxious about not being able to do all their things because there's such a rush on hustle culture and doing something. And if you look at the traditional nuclear family, mom's got something, dad's got something, Bobby's got something, Susie's got something. Hell, the dog probably even has something going on. And when COVID shut that all down, nobody knew what to do with it. It was amazing. They're like, we can't do all our stuff, and that's great. Now get to know your family and figure out what you can do to fill your own time while you are not doing stuff with other people. Read a book, play a game together, find a puzzle, do some writing, whatever. But I think, I was an only child growing up. I was, when I was raised by two households, my parents and my grandparents. But for the most part, I lived out of town, so I didn't have access to my friends real quickly. So a lot of it was finding things for me to do. So during COVID and the lockdown, well, I had 5 streaming stations and an Xbox. I was okay. Not to mention, as you can see behind my shoulder there, a nice, wonderful shelf of books and the ability to order from, more books from Amazon, which I should not be trusted in a bookstore with an open credit card. That's a bad idea. I don't read fast enough to have to get all the books that I want to get. So, if I could challenge you this weekend, try to, and when I say do nothing, I don't mean just sit there like a lump on the couch, spacing out. I mean, do something that is kind of active, but not viewed as productive, maybe. Find a space on the couch and read a book. Several, in fact, if you can. Maybe not in a weekend, depends on how fast you read. I'm not a fast reader. It takes me a few days to get through a novel, depending on how thick the novel is. And I'm actually waiting for a new novel to arrive. They just re-released the cover art, or a newly covered book with some edits, of course, in my favorite series for Cressley Cole called Immortals After Dark. I am waiting for that to come out. Plus, I did the pre-order for the newest book to show up. Now, what I'm going to show you now is the new cover art for the last book that came out. This is A Hunger Like No Other. This is a paranormal romance series. So there are werewolves and Valkyrie and vampires and demons and sorcery, um, and just a whole bunch of fun stuff. And you can read these books individually. They do work the best as a series. This is actually the first full book in a series. There's a novella that precedes that. I actually started with book number 2 called No Rest for the Wicked, and that's actually the re-release that I'm waiting for to be shipped. Actually, I should look that up when I get a chance. So I have that one that's going to be on its way, but I also will have the newest book coming out called Shadow's Heart. That just went up for pre-order last week, and that should hopefully be showing up I think mid next month, I think is when it releases. And I will get a wonderfully autographed copy from the author. If I can find the page where there we go, where she autographed my book for me. Yes, I am a fully straight male, and I like reading smut. But this, because it's paranormal, with all the creatures I mentioned, it's done in modern day, but these guys can get downright medieval. Some of these characters are thousands of years old, or at least not hundreds. And there's only particular ways that you can kill them. So melee weapons, particularly swords, are very, very popular among the immortals that aren't magic using, like the witches and sorcery. So highly recommend it. I'll tag that in the description as well. But regardless of what you pick, find something that's more casual that will let your body rest but still work your mind, because you're even to quote Tyrion Lannister, a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone. You have to keep it sharp, and you have to keep it learning new things. Now you can, get books where you can actually learn practical skills, and I recommend those as well. But find a book that exercises your imagination. This gives you a chance, reading gives you a chance to really go into a world that you don't get to live in. You can see it from other people's perspectives, characters' perspectives. And honestly, she's been writing this book for over 10 years, or writing this book series for over 10 years. I got a full shelf of novels from her. Check it out if you haven't already. So we're coming up on almost 8 minutes at this point. So I'm going to leave you with not only the 3 cardinal rules that I mentioned for Moody Mel, but I'm also going to make sure that you take time to get some rest, stay warm, stay safe, drink more water, take your meds if I can't speak today, if applicable. There we go. Try to get some healthy sun, try to get some fresh air. Do your best to be kind to yourself, to animals, to the environment, to others, all that jazz. I know you can do it. You guys have a happy Friday. We'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.